The pen is mightier than the sword. This saying grew popular during the Gilded Age, when everything appeared to be picture perfect. However, muckrakers exposed the reality that not everything was how it seemed. These muckrakers used the power of words, which became a popular way of expressing ideas and opinions during the Gilded Age. The idea of publishing articles from different views and opinions had a large effect in society. As muckraking articles and writings reached a widespread audience, it started sparking movements for change. Although the term muckraker means someone who exposed injustices during the early 1900s, at the time, it was used as an insult, as when Roosevelt made a speech addressing that he disliked journalists who wrote only about the bad and never about the good, he called them muckrakers, by saying, quote, "Man with the muck rake, solely on the terrible things in the nation," end quote. Quote, "I aimed for the public's heart, and by accident, I hit it in the stomach." Upton Sinclair was one of the most influential muckrakers of all time. Through his book, The Jungle, Sinclair exposed the realities of factory labor and food production during the Gilded Age by going undercover in the Chicago stockyards. His intent was to illustrate realities of factory labor and the hardships faced by immigrant workers. But the public focused on the unsanitary food production he also explored in his book. In The Jungle, Sinclair narrates a tale of a fictional Lithuanian immigrant, Jurgis Rudkis, who comes to America in search of the American dream, only to soon find out he lives in a harsh society where laborers are overworked, underpaid, and treated poorly. Quote, "As winter comes, the conditions at each of their places of work become even more dangerous," end quote. In the book, Jurgis sprained an ankle from a work-related accident. He is then bedridden for 3 months without pay. This lack of income puts a massive strain on. As workers suffered injuries such as Jurgis's, they were also exposed to filth and unsanitary working places that would also contribute to health problems. Sinclair describes, quote, "The rats were nuisances, and the packers would put poisoned bread out for them. They would die, and then the rats, bread, and meat would go into the hoppers together." When The Jungle caught people's attention, it caused a national uproar, but not in the way Sinclair intended. His goal wasn't to publish a book and tell a story, but instead, he wanted to get people's attention directed towards industrial America. He wanted to emphasize how capitalism took a toll on the working class, such as immigrants, through the portrayal of their working conditions in his book. However, the public oversaw this and focused more on the unsanitary conditions in the meatpacking plants. Most readers were more concerned about what they were eating than the people making the food for them. Because of this fear, many people protested to encourage labor reforms that ended up in a movement for a strict and sanitary food-making process. After The Jungle was published, nearly 100 bills were introduced to Congress to regulate food and drug production. Soon after, 2 major laws were passed in 1906. 1, the Pure Food and Drug Act, and 2, the Meat Inspection Act. This made sure the meatpacking industry followed a sanitary standard, and it established federal oversight on food and drug industries.